go. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Today is Wednesday, the 11th day of December, 2024. All right, so the title of this webinar was, a continuation of last week's, really. Just, I wanted to go over everything that we had. But there's been new stuff, as there usually is. Um, I from week to week, I just don't stop creating things. And so you guys, you are the benefit of that, beneficiaries of that. But it's just more information sometimes, and hopefully it doesn't get to the point where it's just noise. And ideally, you would be able to just absorb everything that I say and work it right into whatever trading plan you have. Now, I'll get into that part of it in a minute. I got to start out by saying this. If you haven't taken the trial with us and you want to take a trial, if you want to join with us and you haven't joined with us, then go here to tv-trades.com, tvtrades.com. And any one of these orange buttons here is going to bring you down to the bottom right here, okay, where you can sign up for any one of these plans. I know that there are a couple of you guys who are on the weekly plan. If you want to change to the monthly plan, I sent you the link to do that. You just got to do it. And when you do that, well then, I'll cancel one plan and put you into the other plan. I know one person did that yesterday, but Richard, I don't know if you're in here right now. I know that you were one of the people that wanted to do that. And there was another one that wanted to do it. And I sent you the monthly thing to just sign up for the monthly, and then I'll prorate you whatever it is on the weekly that you have left for the week. If it's like $5 or $10, whatever it is. But sign up for the plan. All right, you can do the $25 a week after the 3-day trial, $90 a month after the 3-day trial, and then $9.97 a year. Well, I don't really give you a trial on that because if you're committing to the year, then 3 days isn't going to make a difference. I did actually have a discounted plan for the annual. I did it down to $8.97 for anybody that's interested. If you want to go to the annual for $8.97, I give you $100 off if you want to switch to the annual. You just got to let me know, okay? All right, so that's how you take the trial. Just go here to tvtrades.com and click on trial. You can do it from Target View Trades too, if you want to. If you go here to TARGET, Target View Trades, it'll have next week's webinar in here. This is where you register for next week's if you want to before you get the email sent out. Click here to register for next week's. Click on this to take the trial. It's going to be the same kind of stuff right over here. It's just displayed a little bit differently. Goes to the same place. All right, TV Trades, Target View Trades, either one. You can sign up for the trial. All right. Okay, I got to get that out of the way. Now, there's one other little piece of information that I got to get out of the way. If you do sign up for the trial, okay, Toby, I will address that. If you do sign up for the trial, all right, you're going to have to get data if you're using futures. If you're using futures, you're going to have to get real-time data for futures, all right? To do that, you can go here to Target View Trades. I don't have this on TV Trades, but if you go to Target View Trades and you go to Setup, watch this video. In the first 2 minutes of the video, I tell you how to get the data for the real-time data for futures, okay? It's really a simple process. It costs $7 a month. You're going to have to pay that. Okay, to get real-time data for futures, unless you have one of the brokers that TradingView has. If you can hook up to one of those brokers for less than $7 a month, then that's something you can consider. But really, $7 a month is pretty cheap. So do that. All right. Now, let me reconnect here. And those of you guys that were watching me this morning, remember the thing that I had on there this morning? I had this on there this morning, and I was covering things up, and I said, I can just create something to do that and make it part of the TV Trades trigger. And there it is. So you can choose to have that displayed or not. And if you do display it, you can choose whether you want it to be visible or like that. And you can change the color of it if you want to. If you change the color of it, then the blue line is going to show up anyway. Like if I change it to black, you're still going to see the blue in there. But you notice when it pops out of the blue. So it's up to you what you want to do with it, all right? By default, this is what it looks like. And the value of this is that you easily see where it's popped out and it's gotten into the overbought, the oversold. Now, I'm jumping way ahead here by covering this. Toby, when you say you're having a hard time exiting trades, do you mean knowing when to exit? That's what you mean? Knowing when to exit a trade? Like you're getting stopped out too early in runners, or you're not letting things go? Is that what you mean? Or do you mean actually placing the order to get out of the trades? Because one of those I can help with. Okay, you're not letting things run. So you're getting stopped out too soon on trades that are going to run. Okay. Well, let's just take a look at what we have in front of us right here, right? Now, this stuff in here, the target 1, target 2, is created based upon this trade right here. The entry point right here, 483, whatever it is, 481.5. The up close of this bar was the entry point, right? And it gives you the targets. Now, the first target, excuse me, it's looking left to find the targets, right? So this is probably the first target, isn't it? 2105. No, it's actually up here. 21606. So this is the first target, and then it looks left some more and it finds the next target right here, and then the next target would be right up here. It's looking left for you to figure that stuff out. Now, what is your goal when you're trading? You know, it's important to understand what you're trying to do with each trade. Like this right here is 125 range NQ chart. So you're probably not going to be looking at 125 range chart. But if you were, you had some pretty good opportunities here. But I mean, what range chart are you looking at, and what is your goal when you're trading? Okay, the reason I have it on 125 range is because I created something over here. I created an alert on 125 range. That lets me know when price gets into the oversold or when price gets into the overbought. Because there's some stuff that... Okay, so if you're looking at a 10 range, not on the NQ though, right? 10 range on the NQ is pretty fast. That would be really hard to keep track of. Okay, on a gold, perfect. On a gold, a 10 range is good. So if we go to a gold 10 range, we'll just do that. We'll go to GC, and... no, I'm sorry, I chose Z. It's not Z, it's G. GC and G. By the way, we're going to be rolling over the indices coming up here in the next, maybe tomorrow. But the G contract. And if we go to a 10 range on this, and that, by the way, is what the alerts that come out of TV trades are based on. The stuff that goes onto the into the Telegram channel and into the Telegram channel and into the private web page. You know, this page in here. If you go here to, what was it? Trade table. If you go here to this web page and put in the password, the gold trades that are triggered in here, the futures gold trades that are triggered in here are based on the 10 range. It says in here what it is. For those of you guys who have never seen this, this is taking a long time to load, but anyway, it gives you basically the signals in here based on this time frame. It tells you this is just your basic TV trades trade. It gives you the current price, the target, and the stop. All right, and the target in here is not the same thing as the first target that you see. It's not the same. It's not the same thing as the first target that you see in here. All right, like this target number 1 is not necessarily the same thing as is the first target that you're going to see there. The target that you see in there is pulled from this right here. All right, the target that you see in there is pulled from this. So this, Toby, might be something that would help you see. I mean, it doesn't really display anything that you don't already have in front of you, but it's going to give you some information that's not available up here necessarily in the table, right? Because the target one in the table says 27.59. So your entry point would be right here. And the table saying target one is 27.59, which actually is up here. Okay, it's all the way up here, but you could have the initial target right here based upon these dots. The dots are there to help you identify the swing levels. Okay? They're there to help you identify that. Okay, I don't know if you would find that useful. Do you think you'd find that useful? Because I can make that part of the... I was going to build it into the TV Trades range trigger. Or into... Yeah, probably the range trigger would be the thing to build it in. No, I can't, because that's an oscillator. I'd have to build it into something up here. But I thought I did actually build it into something. I'm not sure. But what that shows you is just... It helps you see the most recent swing highs and lows. So you can shoot for that. You know, and at the midpoint between whatever your entry is and that would be a good point to move your stop to break even or start locking in some profit. Okay. So as far as risk management goes, you know, that is something that you can consider. Now, for those of you guys that are there in the morning, you know, that do both Trading IQ and TV trades. I mean, you guys know that we've been doing a lot of stuff identifying trades to get into before you actually get the up close like this, identifying it, you know, a bar ahead of that. And this morning I talked about implementing this just to cover up everything that's in the middle, all the stuff that's in the middle that is insignificant. You can see I did do that. I managed to put that in, and it's actually out there. So if you go and refresh your indicators, and you put on the most recent version of the TV Trades range trigger, if you look at the actual script in here, I added in here, added the ability to cover the area between the overbought and oversold lines. To simplify the trade entry, it's not on by default, but when you put it on, it's got this thing called cover right here. If you click on that, it'll put it on, and you can pick how much you want covered right here. You know, if you want to do like minus 50 to plus 50 instead of 75, so you can see more of what's going on down there. You can do that. You can change the color of it if you want to. In here, you can change it to whatever color you want, so you see other stuff, or you can change the opacity of it, so you can see what's going on, but it really sticks out when it's, you know, when it pulls out of that area. You can do all that stuff if you want to. You got to go and download a new one though. All right, just refresh your charts and go and download a new one. Get rid of the one that you have and just put the new one on to get that stuff in there. Okay. Yeah, Chris, you saw that all this morning, right? So, you know, if you're a TV trades guy, you're going to have that, and you're going to get more. You know, you'll have that available to you, so you can use it with the stuff that we're going over in the morning session. But I'm going to create something else based on the stuff that happened in the morning session. It's going to be available just for TV trades people, where it'll give you an alert and let you know when all this is happening. I think I already have something that does that. If you have inside the, I think it's inside the sniper. Yeah, see the little yellow arrows inside the sniper. They kind of let you know when this is happening. Like you get into the oversold right here, a little yellow arrow comes out. You get into the oversold there, it comes out. You get into the overbought with a red background, it comes out. You get into the overbought with a red background, it comes out. Oversold with a blue background, oversold with a blue background. You see how the little yellow arrow already does that? And you can put an alert on that if you want to. If you go up here to alert and you do TV trades sniper, and inside it, it is the sniper next up close, next down close. That's the actual yellow arrow right there. If you want to put an alert on that, you can right there. And you don't have to go and pick all that other stuff that I said. It will put all that information in there for you. So, just saying, TV trades people have it a little easier. And I'm actually going to build more into that too. So, you know, use those of you guys who are doing both. You know, it'll be more worth it to do both. But that said, so you think there'd be some benefit to me adding this? Now, let me just make sure I didn't already add it. If I look at let's go look at the TV trades regular TV trades. Because I might have done it and not even thought too much about it when I did it. See, these are all the things that I've added over the last, well, since I started adding stuff. Added trigger arrow to show when the range trigger has gone overbought or oversold. Okay, so I didn't do that. Those are the little yellow arrows that I was just talking about, I think. Yeah, that's the little yellow arrows. So I didn't add it to this yet. And I don't think I've put it out there for all you guys to get to yet. You know, some things in here like this, you're not going to get. That is something that only I use. But the swing level is something that I created that I was going to build in, so I don't have to go through and enable it 100 times for all you guys. You'll just be able to get it inside like the TV trades. If you already have the TV trades, you'll be able to get it straight from there. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to create a separate indicator for it. Okay. So I will try to do that. Okay. So now I've got all this color in here that's really dark because I have all the background colors are the same. So what I had told you guys before about when it comes out of the overbought, comes out of the oversold, and you're in the blue background, you know, those usually work out really well. Well, it's really obvious if you have this thing turned on, it's really obvious when it gets down there into the overbought or oversold with the blue background. But what I'm showing to people in the morning there's another thing that we have that's part of the other indicator set that is called this guy right here, the ultimate slingshot. Okay, and when you lay them on top of each other like this, when you have divergence between the two of those, if you have divergence between the two of those, let me go to this and make it so it's not, there you go, like that. When you have when you have divergence between the two of them like this right here, you know, you could enter at the top of the bar, the open of the next bar, rather than wait for the bar to close, like one of these that triggers from the bottom. You know, where I said if it comes out of the bottom right here, when you have a blue background, that is usually going to be a good entry. Well, in this case right here, you could enter right here at the open of that bar instead of waiting for that bar to close up. You enter at the open of the bar instead of the close. But that's when you have divergence. There's no divergence in that particular instance. But if we go to one like right here, you know, you would enter at the open of this bar instead of waiting for the bar to close up where it pulls out of the oversold in the blue background. You would enter at the open of that bar. Okay, or over here, for instance, you could enter at the close of this bar. The open of this bar, and you would get that move down right there. Instead of waiting for the close of this bar, you could have gotten that right there. You'd have the same entry in this case, but normally it's going to be a better entry. But that's something that I've been going over, using this as well for divergence. But because that's not part of this set, doesn't mean I won't build it in or make it in there some other way. But just to summarize, I guess, if you have a blue background and you go into the oversold, usually you could just buy the open of the bar. Open of the bar after the one that goes into the oversold. You don't have to wait for it to close up. Usually that's going to be the case. Just buy the open of the bar. All right, buy the open of the bar. It simplifies it even more. You don't have the actual divergence that we talk about in the morning session because you have the background color that's going to do it for you. You see what I mean? So that's something that we don't have in the morning session. You don't have the background color. And I don't think I created these levels either. I'm going to put that is something that I can put into the TV trades, I think. And then you just put the TV trades on, you have the background color. You can shut off everything else on the TV trades if you just want to have those on there. But by default, you have the longs showing like this by default, and the bias is off. All right? But we're still just looking at golds here. The gold on the 10 range for Toby. That's what we were looking at. Now, wow, it's 3:21 already. So I wanted to answer all the questions that you guys had so far. Now, for anybody that's brand new in here, let me go down and see if there's anybody in here that's brand new. Is anybody here for the very first time today? Anybody for the very first time? Because there's, to start out with, like if you don't have anything on your chart, right? You don't have anything on your chart. Let me get rid of the slingshot altogether because that's not part of our package. Get rid of that. I have 2 of those on there, but you don't need to worry about that. If you don't have anything on your chart, this is what your chart looks like when you turn it on. Here, I'll get rid of this too. This is what a brand new chart looks like when you turn it on. Actually, by default, I think with TradingView, I think they do it on like an Apple 5-minute chart. It looks something like that with no indicators on it or anything like that. I think that's what their default is with TradingView. When you sign up for TradingView the very first time you open up a chart, it's something like this. All right, and you can work with this if you want to. With the indicators that we have, the stuff that we have, all you have to do when I enable it for you, go to indicators, and you won't have all these things that I have in here, right? You won't have all that. You'll have something, a smaller set like this, and you won't have that, right? You won't have that. I'm trying to undo it so it doesn't show up. But yeah, there it is. Oh, well, it showed up anyway. I didn't mean for that to show up. That was something I was considering using for the options. It would automatically give you the delta, so it would calculate how much profit you would get if it made it to the target that it suggests on every trade. But that's not what I meant to do. Let me just get rid of that. But your indicators would just look something like this, right? And so if you just click TV trades once and it puts it on, this is what it looks like. And you can work with that. If you wanted to trade Apple, it's on a 5-minute chart. You get this indication right here that tells you what to do. It should have a table with it, I think, by default, shouldn't it? Well, anyway, you get this indication right here that tells you, there was a long trade right here, and this was today at 9:30 in the morning. It said to go long on Apple right here on the up close, and that worked out really well, as you can see. Now, it does not have shorts on by default, but you can put them on just by clicking that button, and now you have short trades too. See, and you see how you have it back and forth right there? There's a thing in here called a bias. If you turn that on, the idea is to stop that from happening, but sometimes it's going to take those out too. Because what it does is it says, if the bias is bullish, then you're going to look for long trades. And if the bias is bearish, then you're only going to look for short trades. And so we'll find it when the bias was bearish. It's been a couple days, it looks like, since the bias was bearish. But you can see all the long trades are triggering in really good spots. And so it does work the same way for the bearish ones. Okay, but that's all you have to do is just turn it on and check the box. And that's TV trades. The table should be shown in here. I don't know why it's not. Did I have it turned off? Let me go in here and see if I turn the table off by default by accident. It shows lines, tables, everything should be shown in here. Anyway, but that's everything. The TV trades by itself, and the alerts that pop up in here, all this stuff, and the stuff that's on the page in here. I don't know why that didn't show up, but we'll just go with the future short signals. All the stuff that shows up in here, you can see the time frame that it's based upon, and it's based upon the TV trades, not any of the other signals. It's based upon the TV trades on the time frame that I tell you in here, and the target is based upon the swing level information. All right, the target is based upon the swing level information, and this swing level information is based upon, this is set to 3. The target information is based upon this being set to 10. So when you set that to 10, you'll see these will spread out some more. You see how they just spread out, so the targets will be a little bit bigger in those cases. All right, that's what the target's based upon. So the automated stuff that you don't even need to have charts for, like if you don't have a charting platform, then you can still use this stuff. You can still do everything. It's just based upon preset numbers that have worked well over time, and it gives you, whether it's a sell. Well, right here I separated them like this: futures short signals and futures long signals. So if you know that you're in a big down day and you're only looking for shorts, then you come in here and just take the shorts that happen, and So if you have, like, you can see in here, we had a sell here. The current price was 44,272. The target was 44,221. And, you know, I don't know if that managed to go that. It's not a very big target on that particular one, so you have to go back and look at it and see. But that was the YM on a 19 range. So, you know, you just flip this to the YM and go to a 19 range bar to see all that. All right. Does anybody have any questions at this point? It's now 26 minutes into it. I just want to go through everything that you have, and then I can talk about other stuff. Okay, so that's just the regular TV trades. When you turn that on, you have the bias level. That's going to keep you on the right side of the trade. You can put the mid-trend trade on, like in here where we had all just these long trades. You know, if you miss the first signal, you're not going to get another one until it goes to red, and then it goes back to blue. You won't get another long trade. All right, and if you didn't get a trade here, if you didn't get a long trade at the beginning of the blue, you're not going to get another blue. You're not going to get another long trade until it goes to red and back to blue. All right, so like any of these here where it gave this one right here, and then it didn't give anything there, and gave this one right here, and it gave this one right here, and then it had to go to red and back to blue, and you're not going to get a trade on every one. If you don't, like if this bar right here, the bar before it goes to that doesn't close up, you're not going to get a long trade. All right, and these only happen, just the basic TV trades only happen at the beginning of the trend. They only happen at the beginning of the color change. But if you go in here and you want to see more than that, you can click on mid-trend trade like that. All right, and then you're going to get trades in the middle of the trend. Well, you will get trades in the middle of the trend. Did I click on the right thing? Yeah, I did, mid-trend trade. All right, so you see the black arrows right here? They kind of let you know ahead of time that there's likely to be a trade coming up, a mid-trend trade coming up. In that case, there wasn't, but this is a mid-trend trade right here. And this right here is a mid-trend trade. This right here is a mid-trend trade. Right in here, mid-trend trades. All right. And just so you know, if you have a blue bar on a red background like that, it's going to say you have a short trade coming up. Or I'm sorry, a blue on a red background like that, it's going to say the next bar could be a long trade. All right, if you have a red on a blue background like that, it's going to say the next bar could be a short trade, but the shorts are turned off on this, so you're not going to see it right there anyway. But that's the information that you get ahead of time. These black arrows right here, they're there to tell you that the next bar could be a mid-trend trade. All right, so you get notice ahead of time that you have a trade coming up on any one of those. You get notice ahead of time that you have a trade coming up. And you can set alerts based on that. If you go to alert, and in here, you choose TV trades. I have two of these going. I guess I can get rid of one. You come in here and you choose this TV trades, will say, and the alert function calls. You have the advanced notice in here, the mid-trend trade advanced notice, and this is the beginning of the regular long and short trades advanced notice. You can set alerts for that to yourself, and those alerts, if you go to notifications, this will send it to your phone. If you have the app on your phone, it'll send it to your phone. This will pop up on the screen over here. You've seen a few of those pop up already. This will send you an email. This will play a sound. You guys don't hear the sound when it happens, but when this happens, it actually says something. It says attention in my headset. All right. So for anybody that's new, all those things are available to you. Okay. They're all available to you to set and work with. And you know, if you don't know how to set any of those, you can go here to targetviewtrades.com. In here we have TV trade settings. All those things are in here, right? If you click on any of these, there's little videos in here that tell you how to set them and what they mean. Okay, that's here at targetviewtrades.com. Click on TV trade settings, and there's videos about all that stuff in here. Okay, and if you still need help, just send me an email, and you know, we'll set something up. I'll help you out. Okay, so just so you know, the TV trades, this one right here is just like a one-page site where you can see this information. I gotta go. I think I gotta clear the cache on the long ones. But you just go here and you can see this information. You can see these trades, and if you want to see those trades, you can see those trades. This is a private page. You got to have that password that I put in. You know, that's sent to anybody. Anybody who's a member is sent that password, so you'll be able to get in there and see this if you want to. This page here is open to everyone as well. You can go here to targetviewtrades.com. This is more of a functional page. So you can go and see all these different things, upcoming and past webinars. Like this one is going to be posted right here later today. This was last week's, and this is a continuation of last week's right now. But it'll be posted here later today. And there's instructions on how to do all these different things, how to set alerts, how to put alerts on, all that. Getting charts, how to get the charts. If you don't have TradingView charts yet and you want to get TradingView charts, watch the setup for the charts. The first 2 minutes in here tells you how to get real-time data or live data. This just goes over the sniper tool, because the sniper became kind of its own animal after a while. Is DT Pro being discontinued? It is being discontinued. It was supposed to be on Friday. With TV trades, are you expected to enter the trades displayed on the TradingView screen, or is there a way to link to the charts enter exit trigger to the trading platform? No, there is no way to do it to the trading platform. The concern is that the time it takes manually into the trade after receiving a signal. That's why we have a notice that tells you ahead of time, Luigi. With the TV trades, it tells you ahead of time that you have a signal coming up, so you can be ready for it. Okay, you can set the alert so you know ahead of time before a trade is going to trigger. Okay. And as far as the trading platforms go, DT Pro is what I've been trading on for, all you guys that have traded with me over the years or seen the stuff that I do, that this is what I trade on. This is DT Pro. And they told me like 2.5 months ago that it was going to be discontinued, so I could start getting ready for this to be discontinued, so I can start trading somewhere else, and I can get you guys ready to start trading somewhere else, because what they're replacing it with is this thing right here. Once it loads up, I'll show it to you. Here it is. Well, this is what they're replacing it with, right? Request failed. Oh, my thing might have run out. Anyway, let me hit refresh on that and see. It probably did, yeah. They gave me a 28-day trial. My trial probably ran out. But what they're replacing it with is a thing called CQG. It's called StoneX now, but it's CQG. But I'm not going to use that. It's big and clunky, and it's not really intuitive. I am going to use Sierra charts. This is Sierra right here, and I've been using this for the past 2 weeks, on and off. I've been using it, and it's basically the same thing as my DT Pro. When I place a trade on Sierra, and Sierra is a third-party platform at StoneX, my broker. But if I place a trade here, that's just a right-click, so it's a buy-stop limit right there, and to get rid of it, I just press that. So right-click, and I can move it around like that and like that, same way as I normally would. And it's really intuitive, and it's just like the DT Pro, except it's got more stuff to it. Okay, is IB an option? Well, you can trade wherever you want. You can trade wherever you want to. Since the first week, you have not received any passwords. Since the first week, I only changed it once, D. So you should have gotten that. I sent it to everybody. So you got to check your email. But the password is, well, I'm going to change it again. But the password is, I think it's F06 capital F 06354T. That's the password. But I'm going to change it again anyway. But I've only changed it twice. I said I was going to try to do it every week, but then every week there's people that don't get it, like you. And so every week I have to respond individually to people. And, that becomes an issue all by itself. And so I'm not going to change it all that often. But, the stuff that you get here in the target table, the trade table, the stuff that you get in here is also in the Telegram channel. All right. And the Telegram channel, wow, I don't know what that was. Okay, the Telegram channel is right here. I have 2 of them going. One is for just future signals, and one is for ETFs and stocks. All right, and you can see there, it gives you the same information here. Like Google, it was a 50 range. It was a buy at 15.21. Price 195.68 with a target of $1 more. with a stop of, looks like about 50 cents. I did actually create something else that you might see. If that ever populated, you might see it there. Yeah, if it ever populated, you would see it there on the gold signals. Do I have any gold signals right here? I do, but I guess I only put it on the long ones. You know what, that's bugging me that's not populating, or that one. And I think it's got to do with the cache on the actual web page. So I think I can jump out there and flush that and get to it. But all that information is also right here in the future signals. Now, in the future signals for the gold, did it put everything out here? Current price target, current price target, current price target. Okay, because I did risk reward on some of these. Oh, it might be way down here at the bottom. I did risk reward on the gold that goes into the table. So it would show you the actual risk reward, whether it's 1 or greater or less. And ideally you want to have a risk reward that's greater than 1. I don't know why the table's not showing up in here, but let's put the sniper on. There it is. Okay, so in here you can put the risk reward on this and show reward risk. I actually had that. There it is. I actually had that put into the put into some of the Telegram and the table stuff too. Alright, this is not a range chart. It is telling me right there. It's because we went to Apple. But so you have the risk reward in there as well. Let's see. And you can use Interactive Brokers, Luigi, but Interactive Brokers is not really, they don't really want to have intraday futures traders. At least 2 years ago, the way that it was, they did not want to have intraday futures traders. They charged full-time margins all the time, and and they didn't have a real good interface for trading. Can one just use the Sierra charts to place trades? And they do not need charts if using TradingView Sniper Range Trader. Must one install all the bells and whistles? You don't have to have all the bells and whistles. For Sierra charts, that's what I'm doing. I'm just, when I'm trading on Sierra charts, I'm just trading on Sierra charts. I don't use the charts at all on Sierra charts. I just use the DOMs for Sierra. And the people at Sierra actually made a big deal out of that in the beginning. They thought I was going to be using their charts. And I said, I'm not really interested in using your charts. All I want to know about is your DOM. I want to trade on your DOM. That's all. And so, Daryl, that's, you can do that. Just get the Sierra charts and trade on the Sierra charts DOMs. I know what the name of the company is Sierra Charts. If it had just a name like TradingView, it's not TradingView Charts, it's just TradingView. And really, that should be TradingView Charts because that's all they are. They're not an actual broker. But yeah, you can do that. You can just use the DOM on Sierra Charts and place trades there, and it goes straight into your StoneX account. Okay, like if I place a trade here, it actually shows up on my StoneX DOM. So, and if I have this DOM open, and I have the DT Pro DOM open, and I have the StoneX DOM open, it'll show up in all 3 DOMs because it's all in one place. All right. So as far as simplicity, as far as familiarization, this is going to be the one that's going to be the best. Transferring from one to the other, it's all the same stuff. You can program everything that you do on this. You can make all the same colors in the background if you want, but a right click here is a right click here. Okay, you can program that stuff. And so you can do all the same things, and it's all programmable, so you can make all the mouse clicks and everything that you normally do are the same. All the buttons that you have here is a right mouse click in here. See all those things right there? It's a right mouse click. That's all these buttons right here. The one thing it doesn't have is a break even button, but you can program keystrokes. So I have a keystroke programmed for Sierra charts. It's Control Z will bump my stop to break even. All right, so that's even better than the break even button here because this brings up a dialog box and Control Z does not. So there's a bunch of benefits to just doing it. How do you access Telegram and private trade tables. Nader, it was all in the email that you were sent originally when you signed up the other day. When you signed up for the trial, it was all in that email. There's links in there to join the Telegram channels for each Telegram channel, and the password for the trade table for the private page. The link and the password for the private page. It's all in there. Okay. But yeah, that's all. I mean, it's all good stuff, and that's all gonna, this that I'm showing you right here, the DOMs, that's outside of TradingView. This is how you're gonna place your trades, how you choose to place your trades. Now, I know a lot of the people that are in here right now have been with me for years, and they used to trade on this, or they still trade on this, and this was supposed to be discontinued on Friday, but they extended that who knows how long. So you have to have something else ready. Sierra Charts is what I'm going to trade on. The Sierra DOM right here is what I'm going to trade on. And that's why I was trading on it last week, in the room last week. And I haven't really done it so much this week because I've been doing a lot of training this week. And speaking of the training, that's what I want to show you guys. I was getting into from start to finish stuff here, like the TV trades, and we didn't get into the sniper at all in here. But we got into, as far as the TV trade stuff, we had the arrows, and I showed you the mid-trend trades and all that stuff, right? But if we shut that off, and now these are sniper trades, the purple ones, those are sniper trades. And we're still on Apple here on a 5-minute chart. If you guys trade, the sniper is made for a range chart, right? It's not made for a 5-minute chart. So, for a range chart with Apple, you might want to go, to 100 range. Every bar is $1 with Apple. Okay, and this was just the last few days here. You can see the last month, it looks like. You can see that Apple's been given some pretty good signals, pretty good long opportunities in here on Apple if you wanted to buy Apple. It's been showing you pretty good indications here. And the little yellow ones are saying the next up close is likely to be a long trade. That's what the little yellow ones are saying right there. The next up close is likely to be a long trade. And you can set that. That's an alert that you can actually set. You can physically set. That will tell you ahead of time that the next up close is going to be a trigger. It's likely to be a trigger. Okay. That is one of the things that you can set. You just go to alert in here. You go in here to TV trades, range sniper, and it would be right here. Next up close or next down close. One of those is all you have to do. All right. That's how you set that up. Okay. Now, that is part of the range sniper. Another part of the range sniper, you have the aggressive sniping. Now, usually these purple arrows, they're going to be on the pivot bar, right? The pivot bar. They're usually going to be on the pivot bar. The aggressive sniper is usually going to be after the pivot bar. And to sort of show you what it's from, if we put the trigger down here at the bottom, if you put the TV trades range trigger down there at the bottom, this is showing you when it comes out of the oversold right here. For the most part, it's showing you when it comes out of the oversold. And it's going to give you this arrow here when it comes out of the oversold. And the aggressive sniper is going to tell you, all right, well, we're out of the oversold, but now the next push is what's going to give us get us into the overbought. All right, and that's where the aggressive sniper comes in. So you're going to have more aggressive sniper arrows, and you're going to have just a regular sniper. So I get rid of the purple ones and I put the aggressive ones on. So now you have the aggressive ones, and they're not going to be on the pivot arrow, on the pivot bar. They're going to be the bar after it usually. Okay, and they're more aggressive. There's going to be more of them. So all this is good, right? All this is good stuff, and everything works really well, and you can make a lot of money just doing this. And there's always a but, right? But what I was showing you when I started the meeting in here, if you throw this on here, instead of entering either on the pivot bar, like this one on the pivot bar, or on the bar after the pivot bar, like this one, which are really good entries anyway, all right, they're really good entries anyway, but instead of entering there, let's go here, and we'll shut that off too. All right, we'll just leave this on. Instead of doing that, what if you get in on the open of the pivot bar instead of on the close of the pivot bar. Because you see right here, when you do this, if we put this on, now it usually happens on the pivot bar, but it happens on the close of the pivot bar. Right? It happens on the close of the pivot bar. So in this case right here, it's 100 range, so it's a whole dollar after. Now usually it's a whole dollar after price has already moved. But what if you could do it and get that whole dollar extra? You know, that's what we're doing, sort of doing in the morning session, where you enter on the open of the bar instead of waiting for the close of the bar. You know, this arrow does not appear. The arrow does not appear until the bar closes. All right, the arrow does not appear until the bar closes, but the little yellow arrow happens at the close of the bar before it, or at the close. Well, yeah, usually it's going to be at the close of the bar before it. Sometimes it's going to be a couple bars before, but usually it's going to be the close of the bar before it. Okay, and in that case, you could buy the open of that bar, by 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 the open of that bar. In this case, you'd buy the open of this bar right here. It wouldn't be this bar. You'd be buying the open of this bar. Or the open of this bar right here is what you'd be buying. In this case, the open of this bar. You see what I mean? So you're getting in a full bar earlier. Look at it like this. With the yellow arrow pops out, it'd be the open of this bar right here as you'd be entering. Okay, where this yellow arrow pops out, the open of this bar. Because this arrow happens, and when you get the close of the bar, you get the close of the bar is where you would be entering. But with this one, it would be the open of the bar where you're entering. All right, so Luigi, what you had asked earlier, about, you know, worrying about getting to the trade and all that, you can set an alert on this so it lets you know. But usually, you know, you get the yellow arrow, and after the yellow arrow, usually it's going to pull back a little bit before you get your entry on the open of the bar. You know, like with this right here, you would get this entry so you could have your buy stop limit order waiting ahead of time. That was the idea behind getting the notice ahead of time, so you could have your buy stop limit order waiting ahead of time. But with the yellow arrow letting you know that the next bar, you could be buying the open of the next bar. There you go, you got in there. Good, Nader. Buying the open of the next bar. You know, when you get the yellow arrow, you know you're going to be buying the open of the next bar. So you could put your limit order at the open of the next bar. Usually it's going to pull back. You might get a better entry than that. You know, that happened to me a couple times today when I was trading it live in front of everybody. No, you get a better entry. So this yellow arrow right here is based upon the color of the background and the fact that you've gotten into the overbought or oversold. It's already programmed into this. All right, even the alert is already programmed into it. The yellow arrow alert. Daryl, you had asked how do you get the yellow arrows? It's in the range sniper, right? In the range sniper, if you, right here, it's called the snipe alert notice. Okay. You don't even need to have the purple arrows on. You can just have the snipe alert notice here. Okay. And this is Apple. You know, we're looking at Apple right here, but you could do this with the NQ too. You know, if you're trading, I mean, I know most of you guys are futures traders, but if you could, you know, you do it with the NQ, it's the same thing, right? And again, we're still on 100 range here, but it's the same thing. You know, you get the notification to bar ahead of time. Well, you get this notification that says buy the open of the next bar, all right? Buy the open of the next bar. This one said sell the open of the next bar. So the open of the next bar was right here, and it dropped down to 82.50 before it closed up there. So the open was here at 95, so it gave you, 13 points down before it went up. And this is with 100 range. But if we were doing this on the NQ, in the room in the morning, I do it on 31 range. But you can do it on whatever you want. Anyway, this is what I do it on in the room in the morning. And now that I have this here, in the room in the morning we have the ultimate slingshot. So you're waiting for the divergence of the ultimate slingshot. With this is already programmed in here. Okay. So you get this, you can already set the alert based on that. Just go up here to alert and you go to sniper. And in here it's going to be next up close or next down close. All right. Now that's the alert that it's going to say. You don't have to actually wait for the next up close or the next down close. That's when this pops up, when the yellow arrow pops up, you can buy the open of the next bar. You don't have to actually wait for the next up close or the next down close. All right, that was the thinking has changed since then, since I created this originally, because then I was waiting for the next up close to pull out of the oversold, or waiting for the next down close to pull out of the overbought. But now you really don't even have to wait for that. It's already programmed in there. So if it gets into the oversold, you can consider buying the open of the next bar instead of waiting for the close of the next bar. Okay, so I can change that message so it doesn't say those words. But that's how you get the yellow arrows. They're inside the sniper right here, Darrow. If you go to Style, Sniper Alert Notice. Now let me just take the sniper off and I'll put it on again so you can see. Go to Indicators, go to your invite only, and put on your range sniper. Now by default, this is what it looks like. All right, let me get rid of the swing level stuff. By default, this is what it looks like. And so you come in here and you just have to click that, turn it on. All right. Now you got to make sure you have it on when you set your alert. Okay, you got to make sure that that is checked when you set your alert. Because if you don't have it checked, you can still set the alert. You can still come in here and say sniper, sniper wherever it is right here. And you can still set the alert. But the alert will never work. Right, because you don't have it turned on. The alert will never work. So you got to have it turned on, then say OK, and then come here. This is how you set the alert, by the way. Once you turn it on, you come in here and click on alert. You choose the sniper. You go in here to alert function call. Do sniper next up close. All right, just that one is the next up close. Choose once per bar close. Then just type in here buy next bar at open. And if it's a 31 range, you can say look for 31 tick up move. All right, and so Toby, this would give you information in the actual alert to tell you what to expect out of a trade. All right, because the minimum that you should expect out of this is 1 bar length. That's the minimum that you should expect out of that. Okay. So when you get that alert, when it goes into the oversold, you get one of these yellow arrows like this. It goes into the oversold. It's going to give you that alert that says look for a 31 tick up move. You can actually even say buy the open and look for a 31 tick up move. I can go in here and change that alert so it says just those words. I can say buy open and look for a 31 tick up move. And so now if we did get one of those yellow arrows over here, you got to have a blue background to get it, but I can change. Let me show you this too. Let me show you this. If I right click right here, it does clone. So I can clone it. All right. And instead of doing the next up close, we'll do the next down close. And once per bar close is still what we want. And we're going to do sell the open. Sell the open and look for a 31 tick down move. Down move like that. Okay. And so now I got that active alert. So now I don't know what I have set for notifications. All right, I don't have a webhook right now. If I had a webhook, this is what sends it out to the web page, or it sends it out to the Telegram. But in here, it's going to pop up on here on my screen, or it's going to notify me on my phone. Either way, right? It'll let me know the next time we get a yellow arrow. So I'll just keep talking. We'll probably get one here while I'm talking, I imagine. But the last one that happened right here, you would have bought the open of this bar right here. It said look for a 31 tick up move. So 750, and for a 31 tick, it would have to get up to 1950, right? And it got up to 15 right there. So it wasn't a full 31 tick move up, but it was still a good move up from 750 up to 15. That was 11 points. That was a pretty good move right there. 11 points. That's 44 ticks. Is that right? 750 up to 50. I'm sorry, it was 8 points. So it was 32 ticks. So it did do a 32 tick move. You are welcome, Chris. So again, I'm going to say if you don't have TV trades, and I know some of you guys don't, to get this going, all you have to do is go sign up for it. Sign up for the trial if you haven't done that yet. Go out to tvtrades.com. This is the trade table. Is this the long ones yet? No, the long ones are still. I gotta go clear that cache. But go to tvtrades.com. Okay, just go here to tvtrades.com and sign up for the trial here. Click on any one of these orange things. It's going to bring you down to the bottom and just sign up for the trial there if you haven't taken the trial yet. All right, I want to say that now because I'm actually going to be winding up here. We only have 4 minutes left. That's how you take the trial. Now let me go clear out the cache on that thing if I can do that really quick. Let me go over here onto this page and move this over and go in here. Log in WordPress. That's what I want. Log in. And hopefully it's going to log me right in to where I need to be. I'll be able to clear that cache really easily. And right now it's telling me about a bunch of renewals that I have for other websites. Oh, it logged me into the wrong account. That sucks. Sign out of that. Okay. And try to get into the right account here. Now I got stuff all over here. Click on this. Get rid of that. Sign into the right account. And then, why does this have to be such an hassle right now? Alright. So to take the free trial, you just go to this page, tvtrades.com, and you can start the trial there. If you haven't taken the trial, that's what you got to do to get into the trial. This should have brought me straight to the WordPress page, but I will do that through here. Here it is, WordPress login. I will get this done. You'll see. Let me go back here. Were there any more questions? I don't think there are any more questions, so I want to make sure that I cover everything that you guys wanted to see. Here we go. GoDaddy quick link. Flush cache. There it is. I'll flush the cache, and now it looks like it's flushed, so we should be able to go back to this page. Actually to the trade table page. Trade table page. Then log in. And futures long signals. Hopefully that's going to be it for me, but maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to go check that out and see why it's not doing it. But the long signals are coming out in the Telegram channels. And actually the Telegram channels, they always show up. You don't have to flush anything. They always show up at the bottom whenever a new trade comes in. Whenever a new trade comes in, they show up down here at the bottom. So while I've been talking, 1532, 14, yeah, this one trade came in while we've been talking. It was a short here. Was it a short? Yeah, it was a short here on the gold that said to short from 52.4, looking for 49.5. So that was on the gold. You can go back to the gold and see it over here. And it's the G contract. And it said to short from, this is on the 10 range we want to look at. 10 range. And I believe it was this one right here. No, it wasn't that one. There was some other one in here. I don't have the shorts turned on. This is a sniper. But it said to short 52.4, I think. Yeah, right here. It said to short 52.4. So this was it right here. So that one didn't work out at all. That was it right there. But what I just told you about the other stuff, you don't have the yellow arrow here. I don't know why we don't have the yellow arrow. Oh, I know why. I think I know why. Because I don't have the, yeah. No, I don't have that on. Alright. Well, anyway, the open of this bar right here, where you got into the the open of that bar, you could have been shorting right there for the move down. That's what you would have been looking at. And the open of this bar right here, you would have been going long for that move. I'm sorry, that's, the open of this bar right here would have been going long for that move up. I don't want to lose you guys. I'm going too much off subject here. The StoneX Futures Trader desktop has a DOM exactly like DT Pro. No, yeah. That's not the one. That is not the one. I know that's what it looks like. That's what they have on the website, but that's not the one, Luigi. They're getting rid of that. I actually tested that for them. They asked me to go through that and test it for them and let them know, if I found any bugs in it. And I did find a couple and that is not the one that they're going to be going with. I don't know why they left that on the web page, because that's not what they're going with. They're going with CQG. And Daryl, if using the yellow arrows, do you need the slingshot and range trigger at the bottom to look for the diversions to determine the trade entry? You actually don't, Daryl. And that sort of simplifies things. If you have TV trades, all the stuff that I've been doing in the morning, before I put this this cover on there, the stuff that I was showing you in the morning, it's a little more complicated because you have to have this on there, and then you put them on top of each other, right? You move this up to the existing pane above, you put them on top of each other, and then you got to look for the separation, and they're on different scales, so that makes a little bit of a confusion for some people. And you're looking for the separation between them, like that, and like that, and like this. But if you have the arrows aren't looking for this divergence, but the arrows are looking at the background color. Okay, so you're only gonna get an arrow going up when you have a blue background. But if you get an arrow going up, the next bar, by the open of the next bar, if you get an arrow going up, right? If you have a blue background, then that's what you would be doing. If you have a red background and you get an arrow going down, you sell the open of the next bar. Okay. So it's not the same as what you're doing in the morning. It's not the same in that you don't have the divergence, but it's also not the same in that you don't need to look down here. But if you did look down here, you'd have a little bit of a heads up to know when it's likely to happen. Okay, Daryl, get a little heads up on that. Now, I had said I was going to do something for one of our guys. If you don't have Telegram, you want to get Telegram, right? Because it's one way to communicate with me, and it's another way for you to get into the room that I have over here in Telegram, into the two different private rooms that we have for the futures trades and the stock and ETF trades. You want to get in there, okay? So just go to telegram.org and just follow the instructions. If you have an iPhone, do that. If you have a regular PC, Windows, do this. All right, do your iPhone and do the Windows. Do them both. All right, if that's what you have. That's what I have. I have this and this. So you get them running on your phone. You get them running on your computer, and this is how you set it up. So you get alerts on your phone. You can get notifications on your phone to let you know when you get a trigger in one of these channels. That is how you do. Just go to telegram.org to sign up for all that stuff and get it all going. It's free, so that's a great feature that you have for free. There was something else that I wanted to show you guys. I can't remember what it was right now. I might have to do it next week because I already run over. It's 4:04, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up. But again, if you're in here for the first time and you have not signed up for our products, then go here to tvtrades.com. I can't believe that's not filling up. I'm going to have to go check that out and see why the longs aren't showing up there. But just go to tvtrades.com. Okay, if you go here, tvtrades.com, you can sign up on this page. Any one of these orange boxes here, click on that. It's going to bring you down to the bottom where you can just sign up. All right, pretty simple stuff. There's a lot of information in there that you can read if you want to read it all. It's not going to be any more than I'm telling you right now, but down here, if you want to see the stuff down here, if you're doing those prop things, this is perfect for the prop things. There's one guy here that did it. That's Top Step. He got funded there. Another guy right here got funded with the Apex, and he had to get $9 grand with the Apex to get the 150K one. He had to make $9 grand, and so there's a bunch of messages in here that guys have sent to me, and I should have another one put in there from today that somebody sent to me earlier. But anyway, there's all that stuff. It's over here on tvtrades.com. All right, If you want to dig down into all this stuff, go here to targetviewtrades.com. This page here is more of a functional page, all right, that shows you how to set things up, how to get charts. It's targetviewtrades.com. How to set things up, how to get, if you look at the setup video right here, 2 minutes in, it tells you how to get your real-time data from TradingView. In here, there are videos about all the different things that I just showed you within the indicators. Okay. So all that stuff is available to you. And if you have questions, you can text me at 617-943-3298. Again, text me at 617-943-3298. And this is a 3-day free trial that you can get into right here. Even if you don't have charts, you can get access to the Telegram channels and the private page. All right, even if you don't have any kind of charts, you don't really need them. But if you want to get the alerts to let you know ahead of time that things are happening, you do need the charts for that. Okay? I think I've answered all the questions. Has anybody asked me a question that I haven't answered yet? If you have, just type it in again. Okay, otherwise, I will let you all get on to the rest of your day. And it's often arrive about 1 to 4 minutes after. Really, Gary? Well, yeah, you're all the way over there though. That's kind of odd though, because I don't think that that's the case for everyone else. Like, you know, when I get an indication on my phone and I get a pop-up on my screen, and I get a pop-up like from the actual application, you know, when I'm running TradingView, I get the pop-up over here, and then my phone beeps, and I get an indication immediately. I get an indication on the other side of my screen that says Telegram got it too. So that's got to be, you know, just a delay because you're on the other side of the world. It's surprising though. Yeah. I'm not sure what you mean. You see the same on the signal shown in the webinar. I mean, by the time they get from stuff that's popping up here and get into the Telegram channel? Because Telegram is more direct in getting it to the web page. The web page has an intermediate place. Well, I'll have to look into that. It is possible. It is possible that signals that are being generated from right here on this desktop in the last day or two have been slow because I've had issues with this actual computer. In the last day or two, my audio was all messed up, and there was a huge delay between my video from when I move my mouse around in here to when you guys see it. That was an issue. And if you open my Telegram, compare the time of the interval time to the time it arrives. Well, you would have a trigger for that. But I will look at that though, Gary. All right, I will look at that and see if, you know, nobody else is saying anything about it. But I'll look at it and see if it's an issue. Okay? Because that would be a big deal. You know, 5 minutes is a long time. You know, a couple of seconds isn't a long time, but 5 minutes, that is a long time. But again, all that stuff is available to you in the charting platform. You can get it done immediately right on your desktop if you have a charting platform open. But it is nice to have it ping on your phone too. And it would not be a very useful feature. We're 5 minutes late all the time. All right. So I guess we're going to wrap it up, guys. Let me find my recording thing. This will be, you'll have an email that's automatically sent to you that tells you how to find the video for this. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be posted on YouTube. And it'll also be out here in Target View Trades. And I have to create a link for next week's stuff that'll also be sent to you, so you'll be able to get into next week's meeting when I get next week's topic together. See, I just got another one that said, attention, there's a trade. And right there, I just got, okay, so there was an alert that just happened. The stuff that we just created just happened right here. Okay, now that's not going to the Telegram though, Gary. But we just got this, and it just came right to my phone as well. If I go like this, I will show you right here. on my phone. I will send this to me in Telegram because, Gary, I just want to show you that from my side, everything's happening automatically. Now this one is not, it does not have a webhook in it, so it's not going to go to the, web page, or it's not going to go to the Telegram channel. But if you have the app running on your phone, let me slide this over. If you have the app running on your phone, this is, hang on, I'm trying to get it here so you can see it. There it is. I think that's it. Here it is. This is what just popped up on my phone just now. Sell open, look for a 31 tick down move. That was on the NQ. Now the stuff we set up over here on the NQ. So it just triggered here. It triggered on my phone. And if we had the NQ up here, we'll put the NQ back up. NQ Z, and we'll put that on the 31 range. 31 range. When it pops up, it was this right here. So that arrow, that down arrow that we said, that we triggered, said to buy the open of the next bar. Look for it. Look for, what it says is look for the sell the open of this bar and look for a 31 tick move down, is what it's suggesting. Okay, so that hasn't happened yet. Your stop is going to be 31 ticks, or 35 ticks, or 36 ticks is what I use. But we'd be looking for that move down right here. From here down to the swing low, at least right here is what I'd be looking for on that. But all that stuff that we just set up a few minutes ago just happened. And so you saw it there from my phone. You saw this one from my phone. It went to my phone. It went to the desktop. If you look in the log right here, it went to the desktop right here. And that's what you do right there. Okay, so it all happened. It's not looking so good right now. That particular signal's not looking so good yet anyway. How do you change contracts on TradingView from the ES to the GC? Daryl, all you have to do is go up here to the top. Well, you can do it anywhere, but if you go up here to the top and click on that, then it's going to bring this up here. Just delete that text in there and type in ES, for instance. And it's going to bring this up. Now, this is a drop down. So you click on the arrow to drop it down and choose whatever symbol it's going to be. Like right now, it's on the Z contract still, but tomorrow or Friday we're going to move to the H contract. I'm not sure which yet, but between tomorrow and Friday we move to the H contract. You can choose the ES1 exclamation point, and that's going to put you in the front contract. But right now at rollover time like this, you want to choose a specific contract that's got the most volume, and right now it's the Z. So you choose a Z contract. Okay. And that is how to do all this stuff. Alright, so this is still working here. This trade here is still working. It hasn't stopped out yet. And you're just referring to Telegram. Okay, Gary. Well, I know you're just referring to Telegram. I didn't set that up. I didn't put when we created these alerts right here, I didn't put the webhook in to go to Telegram. To make it go to Telegram, I got to put in a webhook right here, and I didn't set it up. It would be this one right here. I could have just done that, and would have set up the webhook too. Let's see, this trade is starting to work out right now. That's the thing about these trades right here. They often go against the entry to begin with, so you have plenty of time to get in there and put your order on, your limit order on at the open. You don't have to be ready for the trade at the open. You can get the indication, then go and see what the open was, and a lot of times get a better entry point. Like in here, you could have entered way up here and gotten 30 ticks right there. Now, a lot of times that's going to happen with these types of trades. Like right here, it said buy the open. The open was right there. It pulled back down to here before it went up. It's just the way it works a lot of times. Okay. Alright guys, I ran this over by 15 minutes now. Wow, sorry about that. But I think I answered all the questions. Again, I'm going to say that. And if you guys have any more, type them in. But I'm going to stop the recording right here anyway. Okay.